Hi, I'm Dwight Chrisman, and I've invented the Speed Torque device, which is a torque device to overcome the shortcomings of other devices in the market today. So the Speed Torque device is a two-piece device that has a secure lock forward position and an unsecure backwards position in order to enable you to use one hand to reposition it on an interventional procedure wire. Now the reason I came up with this device is I was concerned about some of the shortcomings of the other devices on the market. The most commonly used device is this device, which is a very good device, but requires two hands for positioning and repositioning. Again, we've been doing that for many years, but it is very cumbersome to do that, and you lose moments of visualization of what's going on the screen with the interventional procedure, and you can have repositioning of the wire without noticing that, or you could have slip of the wire when you're trying to let go and reposition this device. That was my number one concern with designing the Speed Torque device. Also, we came up with the idea of a lure tip. In all interventional procedures, you have to introduce the wire with an introducer. That is usually left on the wire, sometimes removed, but with our device, you can connect it together with the torque device and slip it on as one unit, and I will show you in a minute how that's utilized with many options during the procedure. Comparing this device again to some of the other devices on the market, particularly this one, this is considered to be a one-hand device, but it requires a considerable amount of pressure to hold that to the wire and then release it, which causes a lot of pressure on the wire and can easily bend the wire, which is not a good situation. It also is something you have to hold quite a bit of pressure at one time to get it down the wire, not another optimal situation. You have a similar problem with this device, which is a spring mechanism. You have to hold a lot of pressure, and there's also moments it could slip because of the geometry. So those are some of the things we overcame with the Speed Torque device. So as a demonstration, I have a device set up here just like we would in an interventional lab. And I'm going to go ahead and load the Speed Torque onto the lure tip to demonstrate how you would utilize that. So, as all procedures, you would introduce that to the wire. It freely goes through the Speed Torque device, bring it up to the tip as we typically would, so that you can mold your tip of your wire as you need to. Then at that moment, you can slip it into the introducer. So once you're in, you're there. You can slide your wire up just like normal with any other torque device in the way. Once it's in the position that you like it, you have a couple of options. You can pull back, and at this point, you have a one-hand mechanism with it attached to the introducer that you can forward lock, reposition your wire distally in the anatomy, unlock, pull back, do the same without ever losing visual cues and without using two hands to reposition the device. Some interventionists would want it to be away from the introducer. That's perfectly fine. Separate it like that, go right back to work, repositioning multiple times, slipping the wire anywhere that you would want it. Now personally, I'm like probably 50% of the interventionists around. I'd rather the introducer be off. So as we typically do, we just remove it during the case, and then we slip our torque device on at that time. So as you can see, it easily slides on, and now you can bring it up close to the TUI, and it's not with this in the way if you prefer that. At this point, again, it works the same way, one-hand device. You do not need any visual cues for repositioning, and it'll reposition many, many times. So those are the reasons I came up with the Speed Torque device. I think it is a dramatic improvement over what we've been using for years, and I thank you for your time.